Okay, well, today I'm going to show one of the school values of perseverance, and I'm going to continue reading my least favourite book, Kensuke's Kingdom by Michael Morpurgo. Now, we're only up to chapter 3, and I was looking at it thinking, we've got a long way to go. But here we go. This is chapter 3. It's called Ship's Log. September 20th. It's 5 in the morning. I'm on watch in the cockpit and no one else is awake. We left Southampton 10 days ago now. The channel was full of tankers. There were dozens of them going up and down. So either Mum or Dad took turns on watch the first 2 nights. They wouldn't let me. I don't know why not. There wasn't any fog, and I can see as well as they can. We were planning on sailing about 200 miles a day. That's about 8 knots. But in the first week we were lucky if we made 50 miles a day. Barnacle Bill warned us about the Bay of Biscay, so we were expecting it to be bad, and it was. Force 9 gale. Force 10 sometimes. We were slammed about all over the place. I thought we'd sink. I really did. Once, when we came up to the top of a wave, I saw the bow of the Peggy Sue pointing straight up at the moon. It was like she was going to take off. Then we were hurled down the other side so fast I was sure we were going to the bottom. It was bad. I mean, it was horrible. Really horrible. But the Peggy Sue didn't fall apart, and we made it to Spain. Mum gets quite snappy with us sometimes when we don't do things right. Dad doesn't seem to mind, not out here, not at sea. He just winks at me and we get on with it. They play a lot of chess together, when it's calm enough. Dad's winning so far, 5 games to 3. Mum says she's not bothered, but she is, I can tell. We only spent a couple of days in port. Mum slept a lot, she was really tired. Dad did some work on the rudder cable while we were there. He's still not happy with it, though. We set off for the Azores 2 days ago. Yesterday was the best day we've had for sailing. Strong breeze, blue sky and warm sun to dry things out. My blue shorts blew off the washing line into the sea. It doesn't matter. I never liked them very much anyway. We saw gannets slicing into the sea all around us this afternoon. Really excellent. Stella Artois went mad. I'm fed up with baked beans already, and there's still stacks of them down below. October 11th. Today I saw Africa. It was in the distance, but Mum said it was definitely Africa. We're going down the west coast. Mum showed me on the chart. The wind will take us down the coast for a few hundred miles, then across the Atlantic to South America. We mustn't drift off course, else we'd get into the doldrums. There's no wind there at all, and we could just sit there becalmed for weeks, forever maybe. It's the hottest day we've had. Dad's very red in the face, and the tops of his ears are peeling. I'm more nutty brown like Mum. Saw flying fish early this morning, and so did Stella. Then Mum spotted a shark off the port bow. A basking shark, she thought. I got the binoculars out, but I never saw it. She said I had to write it down in my notebook anyway, and then draw it. I looked them up. They're massive, but they don't eat people, just fish and plankton. I like doing my drawings. My best one so far is a flying fish. I sent a card to Eddie from the Cape Verde Islands. I wish we could be here. We'd have a real laugh. I wish he could be here. We'd have a real laugh. Stella loves to chase the football around the cabin and pounce on it. She'll puncture it one day. I know she will. Dad's been a bit gloomy, and Mum's gone to lie down. She's got a headache. I think they've had a bit of a tiff. Don't know what about exactly, but I think it's about chess. November 16th. We've just left another port in Brazil. We were there 4 days. We had a lot of repairs to do on the boat. Something was wrong with the wind generator and the rudder cable's still sticking. I've played football in Brazil. Did you hear that, Eddie? I've played football in Brazil with your lucky ball. Dad and me were just having a kickabout on the beach, and before you knew it, we had a dozen kids joining in. It was a proper game. Dad set it up, we picked sides. I called my side the Mudlarks, and he called his Brazil, so they all wanted to play on his side, of course. But Mum joined in on my side, and we won. Mudlarks 5, Brazil 3. Mum invited them back for a cake and a Coke on board afterwards. Stella growled at them and bared her teeth, so we had to shut her down in the cabin. They tried out their English on us. They only knew 2 words, goal and Manchester United. Pfft, not Tottenham Hotspur. That's 3, I suppose. Mum had the films developed. There's one of some leaping dolphins, another of me at the winch, Mum at the wheel, another of Dad hauling down the mainsail and making a right mess of it. There's one of me diving off a rock into the sea. When we stopped in the Canaries, there's one of Dad fast asleep and sunbathing on deck and Mum giggling. She's about to dribble the sun cream all over his tummy. I took that one, my best photo. Then there's one of me doing my maths, sulking and sticking out my tongue, and who can blame him?